we talked about the NFC last week, and you were a big Cardinals fan. So I'm assuming you still have the Cardinals as number one. Who's the second best team in the NFC? Is it the Packers, the Bucks, or someone else?
Dallas too. Yeah, it's got to be Green Bay at this point, doesn't it?
You think so?
So okay, so I know I know the title of the show, so I know where you're going to come from. Obviously, Tampa's formidable. There's no doubt about that.
Right. But you're worried because
I'm worried because
gave up a lead.
I'm not even that, because honestly, this game made me feel better about Buffalo than it did. Like, I came out of that game thinking Buffalo's still a live team, you know? Mm-hmm. I also came out of the game thinking, okay, the tail event of the Super Bowl was a team without an offensive line and all this stuff. But, like, what we think about the league is still true, which is if you have a good offense with a good quarterback, you can beat good defenses in the league, right? And that's kind of what Josh Allen did in the second half of that game. I don't think it's like a character flaw for Tampa Bay that they couldn't hold that lead. I just think like that's the way the league is. When you have two great quarterbacks, the game is going to probably finish within a score. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really change my opinion of Tampa Bay in that game. Tampa Bay is going to lead our simulations. I believe after the game they had 19%. I have a position on Tampa to win the Super Bowl. Like I like them, but I would be interested to see Tampa play Green Bay.
Okay. I don't think that Tampa Bay is the second best team in the NFC.
You think they're the best team?
I think they're the best team.
Yeah, I know
and,
that.
I think that Green Bay is the second best team in the NFC.
But I don't think I said Arizona was the best team last week. I said they were most impressive.
Okay, well,
isn't that different?
Would you like to?
Yeah, I mean,
recreate your rankings. So we haven't seen Arizona play this week. Play tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, and they play at home against the Rams in a game where they're only favored by 2.5. That would sort of imply that they're about the same power rating as the LA Rams. With a loss, you know, like Arizona's going to win all the tiebreakers with them, even if they lose. So like LA's got to finish ahead of them. So it's a big game for the Rams, less so for the Cardinals. So I can see, you know, maybe, but. I think Arizona's the most impressive because my expectation of them, plus what they've had to go through with quarterback position.
Who's the best?
I think it does kind of go Green Bay, Tampa Bay 1-2. And
Green Bay ahead of Tampa Bay. If they played right now.
Well, if they played right now, Tampa would be favored.
Neutral field.
Tampa would be favored.
You would make Tampa the favorite.
But I probably would bet Green Bay. Like, I think they're that close. Like, if you gave me a field goal.
So what would you make the spread?
Neutral field, Tampa's probably -2.5.
Okay, so you think Tampa Bay is better?
I think Tampa Bay is better, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
You can't make the spread and then bet the other side.
No, I don't think the market is. I think that the market's a little down on Green Bay, but yeah, I mean, I'm talking myself into this Tampa Bay because I just don't want to like cling to my priors, but I do think it's Tampa, Green Bay, and then I think Dallas and Arizona are about the same.
Interesting.
And then I think after that it's the Rams and the Niners are about the same. Like, not to like shit on the Rams, but like I think the Rams and the Niners are about the same. And then I think it's the Vikings are probably the best of the 6 and 7 teams, weirdly, and then it's like a bunch of crap with like the Falcons possibly making the playoffs with a -100 point differential. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm saying is if you had to book the game, you would book Tampa as a favorite. There's no way you'd book them you wouldn't take, like, I would say that would be the fair line. But if that was the line, I would take Green Bay. You know,
if you had to bet.
Yeah, if I had to bet.
I think you're tiptoeing on a few things here, but that's okay. You're light on your feet, as we know.
Mm-hmm,
I would go Tampa Bay, Green Bay. I would also make it Tampa Bay -2.5, and that would be the fair line, and I wouldn't want to bet either side. And then I'll go Arizona. But here's what I'll say. I think all three of those teams are in the first tier. And then I think it drops to the second tier. And I'm with you. I would put Dallas in there. But I don't think Dallas is in the same tier as Arizona is. They simply have not, their consistency has not been there. And congratulations for beating a team that
Beating the football team
that clearly didn't have their lives figured out. And then I would go the Rams. The Rams are I still think better than the Niners, although the Niners have played really well.
The Niners, no. This is a slight against the Rams, in my opinion. Like I think the Niners can play really well. I think getting hawked from behind by Cincinnati is a sign that they're not quite there yet. But like,
hold on, can we? So this is actually something I want to talk about with the Bucks, and I think it's true of the Niners. If you're playing a really good quarterback and you get caught, like if you have a big lead and you're playing a really good quarterback with a good offense, they're going to find a way. And the reason for that is that offense. What do you mean? That's a fact.
I think Joe Burrow's a fantastic
top
prospect.
5 graded quarterback at home with really good receivers.
And who's calling the plays?
No. The point is this. No. This is exactly my point. When you are behind, you have no choice. You have to throw the ball. So Zach Taylor's BS kind of gets washed away a little bit.
But I still think like I still think that's what's holding Cincinnati back from me.
Oh, I'm not saying
being
that.
like a great team.
The point is, losing a lead but winning the game should not be indicative of like you're.
No, I think I think going on the road and beating Cincinnati was a impressive thing. I'm a little like I'm still remembering them losing to Seattle last week.